welcome in 2022. It's my first video this year, and we will start with a birthday page where we will play with stamping numbers on the background. This is my lovely, beautiful daughter that turned 14 in December, and I had few pictures that I wanted to scrapbook. And I will be using those bold numbers, large, solid and outline stamps from scrapbook.com exclusive series. And I will be using only two numbers, 14th, because this was the birthday year of my daughter. And I'm placing the numbers on an acrylic block. Of course, you can use a stamping platform, but we'll be repositioning the alignment on the stamp so many times that I feel that stamping with an acrylic block will be much faster. I am using rubber to kind of prime the stamps, remove this shiny layer and make them absorb the ink better. And I will be also using the set of mini stamps from Catherine Puller, not stamps, inks from Catherine Puller. And the colors are, it's a girl, it's a boy, garden party, melon eyes, limoncello, and Bellini. But you can of course use any other inks you have. I chose these ones because I barely use them. I usually prefer like the smaller ink cubes or distress oxide inks, but they are very saturated in color and they stamp quite well with the first layer of stamping, which for the layout like this, where I am not using a stamping platform, is very handy as I don't need to repeat the stamping. And I am avoiding like a double stamping and the second layer being in the not right spot. So this is like a benefit for me. But pink and blue are kind of used up already. I guess I use those colors the most often, so I will have to double stamp those. So I will have to take the risk. But as you can see, I combine 1 and 4 and I'm stamping them together, so I don't have to be worried about replacing the second number next to another. And I just took white cardstock and I'm stamping, trying to kind of leave the empty space in the middle because there will be pictures, so I don't need to stamp there. And I'm just going here and there with different colors. As you can see, I'm stamping one color and changing the color there for the next one. You can of course try to do it like the first color, the second color, like first yellow, second green, but it was hard to plan where my 14th will go, so I preferred to stamping next to each other first and moving toward the edges of the layout. That's why I needed to change the colors so often, and I'm filling the space, kind of moving the stamping out of the edge, and this way I will create super fun and super colorful kind of a pattern paper that is customized for my girl, for my pictures. So you don't have to buy like a set of papers with different numbers, because of course no one will do the papers starting from 1 to 99. You just stamp them for yourself. You can choose different colors. If you have like a boy, you can make it gray, green and blue. I have a girl, but she's not a pink princess. She's not a glitter lady. She's black lover, so she prefers to wear black. She loves anime, so it's not a girly girl colorful layout. It's like, I would say, colorful layout in contrast to her black outfit she wore during her birthday party. So I'm just stamping. It took me a while, but it was a fun process. And as you can see, when the ink dries, it becomes more solid than it appears at first. So do not worry if it doesn't look even. It will look better when it's dry. If not, you can repeat the same color once again on the same area. Of course, the best results you would get with stamping platform, but again, I just thought it will be too much work because every time I would have to kind of replace my numbers. Plus, I do not have 12 by 12 stamping platform. I have a Tim Holtz stamping platform, which gives me a lot of freedom because it has like two open edges, so you can use 12 by 12 paper to stamp on it, but still it wouldn't be that easy. So after I'm almost done with stamping with the first layer of solid, I also had the same numbers but with the outline. And at first I wasn't going to use them, but then I decided, I want to add something more, a little bit more contrast to those numbers. So, well, I will be stamping them too, but I still have like a solid number on my stamping platform. So I pull out the embossing powder and golden embossing ink, golden embossing powder and embossing ink, and I will be doing like a number 14 with a little bit of a blink. So I will just make myself part of the title, stamping it with, it's a Brutus Monroe. I haven't worked with this, sorry, I will dig for it a bit. It's a Brutus Monroe embossing powder. It's called Gilded Sparkle and it's amazing. I was just blown away how well it covers, how well it melts. I have no big experience with embossing powders, but I have few other gold ones and they are not that good. Plus it has like a glitter particles inside, so it's not a solid gold only, it also have glitter, so it's a really buttery nice embossing powder. I really need some more. So this is the part before gluing down the pictures where I decided I need to add outline to my numbers, because why not? I have the second set, so I could do it. If you only have like a solid numbers, just keep it like it is. I arranged the numbers on top of my pre-stamp numbers, so I will know where the outline should go. And I'm using the same ink I used before, so it's not a shade darker, it's the same, but when you stamp it the second time, it's like a second generation stamping and it will kind of become darker only in the areas where the colors repeat. So you don't need to have more ink colors like darker shades of the same color. You can kind of repeat the same. And I did it off screen because it would take me a lot, and you have already seen me stamping a lot, so you know I'm saving you time. And I'm using the Playful cardstock, smooth cardstock set from scrapbook.com exclusive line to add some frame around my pictures, so they will stand out better from the background. See, the white one, the first one doesn't have the outline and it kind of blends into the background, and the second with the orange one pops beautifully. So I decided to use orange and blue papers. I just need to trim down the excess paper and my pictures are ready. I used a layer of cardstock to raise them above the surface of my page before gluing them down. Of course, you can use foam instead of the cardboard. I just prefer using the white cardboard because it's cheaper, easier for me to get in Poland. So this is how it works. I will embellish my layout using amazing, I just love those ribbons. They are, I don't remember the name, but they are the only birthday ribbons that were released by scrapbook.com. They work really, really well. They are easy to kind of press into the paper. The pattern kind of stays really, really well. And I am not only applying them directly onto my background, but I'm also making myself like an ephemera piece by applying the cake on the sheet of white paper and fussy cutting it. So you can make yourself like embellishments this way, especially if your background is dark and you are afraid that it will change the color of the ribbon, because you know it's not, it's a little bit translucent, so it will show the color from behind a little bit. especially if the color is dark on totally different, it will work like color mixing. So if you will place like the blue on the yellow, you will get this greenish shape. So sometimes it's good to do what I'm doing right now. So press the ribbon on the white cardstock and cut it out. And I'm also adding some smaller bits and pieces like those tiny cute little hearts. I'm also adding the gifts in the empty spaces between my numbers. And I will be also adding, I don't remember, but I think maybe some inscription here and there. It was a while when I finished the layout and I didn't have time to edit it. So I am not 100% sure the exact steps. So I also reached for this rainbow sticker book to add some layers behind my pictures. And I just like to using those tabs, maybe tabs, just picking behind from the picture. They give this extra layer, but they are not overwhelming. And this is something I do a lot, almost with my every page. I would say it's my signature move while making pages. And I'm also adding some words that will match not only with color, but also with like message. And I took this die set and I cut it out word hello using this almost black cardstock, and I think I cut it like 3 times and glue it together to have this like a thicker, more solid element, and it will be hello 14. And as you can see, I also added some balloons, and I added those balloons by gluing them down on the white cardstock and cutting them out, but I also added yay you directly onto the background, and I'm finishing everything adding black splatters to kind of match more the vibe of the pictures. So I needed to add something contrasting like those black splatters around, and I'm just using like Indian ink to do so. And voila, my page is finished, and I really love how playful it is. Here are some close-up pictures of my final result. Here you can see how wonderful this embossing powder, and I really had so much fun. I love creating my own kind of pattern papers using stamps and other elements. Sorry for the noises, my dog is trying to sneak in. And here are some other videos you might like. Also subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any new videos. I hope they will appear more often this year because again, it's a new year. I have more resolutions this year. Thank you so much and see you soon. Bye.